Hey guys, my name is TheRussianBadger, and this is the gameplay that you guys wanted so very much, specifically the M14 gameplay. And to put it to you bluntly and honestly, the M14 is my second favorite single-shot battle rifle, and I know that's kind of an insult if you really think about it. So let it marinate in your brain just for a second, and you'll realize that's sort of insulting to the weapon, but I don't think that's exactly accurate because although the M1 Garand is my favorite single-shot battle rifle in the game, statistics really are not on my side if you really think about it, if you really analyze it, because obviously the M1 Garand has a smaller clip size, a longer reload time, but that's at the cost of better iron sights. So it really depends on really what you're looking for and what you really need. Some players can do quite well with the M14 and can handle the iron sights. For other people, it's more of a nuisance, the iron sights are. So I did quite well with it, if I may say so myself, but I'm not trying to be too boastful. And something that I'm going to try out that's quite new today is a new technique, as in dissecting my flanks. I know a lot of you know that my whole playstyle is based around flanking, so let me explain this to you in tactical terms. I just realized how off and how condescending tactical terms sounds when I actually say it out loud, but I'm going to go ahead and show you the flanking routes. And some critical points of interest when you're overseeing this area are the VADs located on the far left side, the heavy machine gun that's mounted on top of the deck of the ship, and the MCOM that is stationed at label B. And the final thing that I want you to take a look at is the 00 icon, which is just in front of B, and it represents the extremely important white shipping crate. And the specific flank route that I usually take on this specific set of objectives is the right side, with a maneuver that consisted of darting straight towards the objective B, and then you use the extremely enormous barrier of the ship just to sneak around and then knife that heavy machine gunner in the back of the head. You'll see that in a few seconds, just be patient with me. And in this specific game, there was an extremely copious amount of catfish just sitting right on top of the objective, as you will also see in a second, so also be patient for that. And when sprinting on the right flank, you're extremely susceptible to that incoming fire from all of those gentlemen that are all sitting across those crates just to the left of B. So be watching out for that, and then it's really critical that you use the white shipping crate correctly in order to shield you from the majority of these enemies, especially the heavy MG, which for some odd reason I decided to mark with a purple dotted arrow. I don't know why I'm marking heavy machine gun fire with purple, but as I mentioned, if you don't utilize the barrier of the white shipping crate correctly, you will most likely get shot in the face on your way there. And I don't want that, you don't want that, and I don't think your teammates want that either. So with that being said, this is now the end of the tactical segment, if you will. We're going to get on to the usual gameplay that I usually commentate over. And please, I want some constructive criticism or just some hateful feedback if you really need to give me that in that specific form. So regardless if it's positive or negative, give me feedback on that little tactical segment. If you hate it with a passion and you're going to burn down my house as a result, or if you love it, please inform me if you guys would like to see that again or never again. So if you could give me feedback on that specific segment, that would be wonderful. Now, if you will do me a favor, please pay attention to what happens in the next 15 seconds in the enemy position here, or the feindliche Stellung, as they say in German. Well, I knifed that guy in the back of the skull. I'm going to get a double spray with the M14 here. I'm going to toss in a frag. I'm going to get one more kill with that. And then I'm going to move in and somehow get a triple spray with a pistol. I don't know how that happened. But I'm already out of ammo. I just try to make this last-ditch effort and try to arm the objective. It really doesn't work well, but look what just happened. Every single gentleman that I eliminated, every single guy that I killed just got revived. So you know what I did right there, right? I did absolutely nothing. I did nothing. And like I said, their entire team. Like I said in that whole tactical segment, they were obviously stacking on B. They're all just condensed, just sitting on B. And I remember a subscriber, a viewer of mine, in a previous video, I don't know if it was my most recent or not, but he said, what if an entire team was just medics? And this virtually was what happened in this game. And although it fluctuated, I believe at their peak they had 8 medics. 2/3 of the team was medics. And it is so difficult to eliminate medics on an objective because obviously they just keep reviving each other. And obviously they also have LMGs, which makes them the largest catfish that I've ever seen. but still we were somehow able to pull it off. I mostly got the kills in here with frags. Obviously I flank the same way. I get this gentleman here. I get one more with the frag, and I don't get a kill here because they're invincible when they spawn. I've had quite the trouble with that in the past, and that's quite annoying. Just to say the least, when a medic revives someone and then they're totally invincible for about a second, that is quite annoying. I got one more guy with the M14. This guy's going to try to get me in the crate, but I think not because I got my trusty sidearm. I'm going to shoot him in the face. I'm just kidding. That's a total lie. That was not a headshot. That was a body shot. But yet again, our teammates are just mowing down anybody inside of B, and it's like, and I know I've used this term before, this phrase before. I call it falcon punching the trachea, and that really has no real anatomical translation to what it actually means, or how it actually looks. It's really quite asinine in itself. And I somehow got that guy. I believe I only hit him with one bullet. I don't know how I killed him. But as I was saying, with the falcon punching of the trachea, and I do shoot at my teammates here for some reason, but falcon punching the trachea essentially includes surrounding the enemy from both sides. Obviously I got the backside, my teammates storm the front, and there's really not a whole lot that you can do in that position because I think from a military perspective, it's never really a positive situation for your side if you're surrounded by the enemy, especially if you're defending. There may be exceptions to that rule, maybe I'm totally incorrect, but I think as a general rule in Bad Company 2, you don't want to become surrounded on the defending team. And coming up here, you're going to experience and you're going to encounter the largest catfish that I've ever seen. And I also think he's a viewer, maybe a subscriber, but I know that he knows me because he's on my friends list. His name is DJ Zombies 23, and that's asinine in itself because I've never met a DJ that was a zombie, nor a zombie that was a DJ, so that makes no sense. He was trying to get my dog tags. He obviously had a clear shot at me. He didn't take it, and he paid the price. He got capped with the M14, and I don't really like using the verb capped because that makes me sound like I'm lower class, and there's nothing wrong with being lower class, but I don't like the word capped. I don't even know why I used the word, and please do forgive me. I did not mean to insult by any means the lower class. I, for a lot of my life, was part of the lower class, so please ignore that. And just right here, I'm going to get the good old Wesley Snipes. You ready, Wesley? Snipes. Oh, that was tremendous. And yet again, I just happened to get DJ Zombies. I'm not sure if he was coming back for a revenge kill or not, but I got him once again, and I believe half my kills, approximately half my kills, that might be an exaggeration, but a large amount of my kills were as a result of DJ Zombies coming back to try to kill me. And obviously I can kill him quite easily, so that wasn't too much of a problem for me specifically. And in microeconomics this morning, it's a little bit off topic, but on the topic of recons, in microeconomics this morning, it literally made my brain hurt when I thought about this. It was some kind of cognitive dissonance where I just didn't know whether this was right or whether that was right, but I was thinking about recons. Okay, obviously it's a given. It's granted that you guys know, there's DJ Zombies yet again. You guys know that I call, some call them Wookiees, some call them recons, I call them bush monsters. If a bush monster is lurking on top of a rock for most of a game, does that make him a rock monster? Does that make any sense? So, if a bush monster lurks on a rock for the majority of a game, does he then evolve into a rock monster, or does he remain a bush monster that lurks on rocks? Like I said, cognitive dissonance. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what was right and what was wrong. But maybe you guys can give me your opinion on this, if rock monsters even exist. Maybe it's just some asinine term for different recons that I really should never use again. It was just odd. I was thinking about it this morning. It was 8 a.m. It was not that early. 8 a.m. is not that early for me, but it was just odd. Just me thinking about it. And as I flank around the backside of the island here, I almost get my face crushed, and I almost get just smushed out of existence by that automobile. I don't know why I call it an automobile. It's really not something that I should be calling it in the 21st century. But I went up to get this gentleman here because he was just lurking on top of here, just shooting Carl Gustavs and rockets at my teammates, and I said, I think not. And I promptly killed him, but he's not even as bad of a catfish as this gentleman in this building here. I don't even think he knows what his name is, what his mother's maiden name is, what month it is, because I literally paused right in front of him. I think he was reloading, but that's just being naive, just to be plain and simple. And here I went for the whole lone wolf defuse, and obviously I got capped in the face by some catfish using an M60. I'm not going to bag on the M60 anymore. I think I'm going to try to stop, but for some reason, my teammates were being the biggest catfish, just sitting in their spawn for most of the game. Then all of a sudden, they just conquered the enemy base along with my squad. They just infiltrated the entire perimeter, moved in, and if I may say this appropriately with a gaming reference, all your base are belong to us now, if I'm saying that correctly. But with 11 tickets left, they just had this spontaneous burst of energy, and we somehow just absolutely slaughtered the entire population of the enemy team around the objective, and we got it destroyed, which is quite joyous, if you ask me. And right here, I was just playing around with these guys. I was mostly tossing grenades because they were hiding behind the VADs like a bunch of Carls. And I flanked the right side to get this final set of objectives, and then simultaneously a teammate of mine got B. And if you want to get A really easily, hug the right side of the map. Just flank right, hug the outside, like hug the perimeter, hug the outer boundary, if that makes any sense. That's the last time I'm going to say hug in this commentary, believe me. And as this is winding down, we obviously get both these objectives destroyed. I got 3 questions for you. Okay, number 1, would you guys like to see Fallout New Vegas gameplay? Obviously, I'm not going to be playing Modern Warfare. Not Modern Warfare. Obviously, I'm not going to be playing Black Ops. I'm not going to be playing Medal of Honor. So I want your feedback. Do you guys want to see Fallout or not? The second question is if you guys want to see that whole map dissection, my whole flanking maneuver from the map view, if you guys want to see that again. And specifically what other weapons you guys want me to use after this. I got an only hipfire request. I don't know if you guys want me to do that or not. But if you have any further requests, as always, please inform me. And other than that, guys, I will see you later. Auf Wiedersehen.